Vile and horrific is how authorities are describing the crimes committed inside of a Mexican cartel stash house where 13 Central American migrants had to be rescued. Those migrants burned, beaten, tortured, sexually assaulted, even forced to drink water from the toilet, some allegedly murdered. And NewsNation border correspondent Jorge Ventura joining us live from San Antonio, uncovering some of these disturbing details. Jorge.
Hey, Natasha, these are just some brutal details that we are getting in. This comes as human smuggling continues to be rampant on the southern border. Migrants still making their way to the U.S. looking for a better life are now enduring brutal torture. Like these migrants here who were actually rescued from a stash house in Juarez, Mexico. Border Patrol agents encountered 2 migrants back on June 8th in New Mexico. The migrants told the agents they were severely beaten and burned and were only released from the House of Horrors after their families paid a ransom. After locating the house, Homeland Security investigations teamed up with Mexican authorities to free the 13 migrants who are from Honduras and Guatemala. The migrants were subject to brutal treatment, discovering to have burns, broken ribs, and some of the women had been sexually assaulted. The migrants were also poorly fed and were forced to drink water from the toilet. Additionally, authorities believe that the captors may have murdered 2 additional migrants at the stash house. A search for those bodies is currently underway. 6 Mexican nationals were arrested, 4 men and 2 women. They are now facing several charges, including kidnapping and sexual assault. Shocking smuggling incidents like this are becoming more common. Just days ago in Terrell County, Texas, authorities busted a smuggling operation involving an MS-13 gang member living illegally in Houston, Texas. The county sheriff says it's a trend that's becoming more common across the southern border. Illegal immigrants who owe the cartels money but can't legally work are now smuggling for them. The man was on his way to pick up a group of illegal immigrants but was arrested before he met with the migrants. And in Webb County, Texas, another smuggler recently led officers on a high-speed chase. The smuggler drove on the wrong side of the road before eventually abandoning the vehicle, attempting to run. The smuggler, a resident of Laredo, Texas, was caught, arrested, and charged with smuggling of persons and evading arrest. NewsNation has learned that this vehicle contained 4 illegal immigrants that were referred to U.S. Border Patrol agents. This is coming at a time when we continue to report here, Natasha, that criminal enterprises shifting their focus more on human smuggling and abandoning trafficking drugs into the U.S.
Incredibly concerning. Jorge Ventura live for us from San Antonio with that. Thank you. I want to bring in Robert Almonte on this, former U.S. Marshal and retired Deputy Chief of the El Paso Police Department. Robert, it is good to see you again. These details are really concerning. We're learning about this rescue from the cartel stash house that Jorge Ventura was talking about. The migrants being held there from Central America, beaten, burned, broken ribs, tortured by the cartel. I want to ask you, because this happened in Mexico and not the U.S., are you concerned about the network involved not being brought to justice?
Yeah, I am very concerned. But here's the bad news, Natasha, is that this case is not new. This is something that occurs very, very often, and not only in Mexico, but there's been cases like that where these migrants have been tortured at stash houses here in the United States, and I discussed those during my training. But this is very alarming, and my hat goes off to the great work and teamwork between HSI and the Mexican authorities, because although it looked like 2 maybe possibly dead, they did in fact save several lives here. So this is very alarming, and unfortunately we're going to see more of this, not only in Mexico on that side of the border, but on our side of the border. We're already seeing that.
And the 2 migrants who initially told Border Patrol about the stash house said that the only reason they escaped was because the cartel extorted their families for even more money. Can you tell us more about how migrants end up in a situation like this and what it says about the desperation to get into this country?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really a standard operating procedure for the Mexican cartel and the gang working with the cartel. And my thoughts are, in this particular case, probably going to involve either the Sinaloa cartel or the Juarez cartel or the gang working for those cartels. But what happens, these migrants, they pay several $1,000s up front to the cartel to be smuggled into the United States. So they're willingly paying this money to be smuggled. Well, very often they're kept at stash houses on the Mexican side of the border, and then they come across the border and they're kept at stash houses here. So what happens is that exactly what happened in Juarez, at that particular house and the stash houses in the United States on this side of the border, is that the caretakers there, well, they want to make more money. So then, since they have control of these migrants, they take advantage of that situation. And they tell them, look, you need to call your relative, send us some money, or we're going to torture you, we're going to kill you. And that's exactly what they do.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.